The News Channel 5 Network. This is MorningLine.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on MorningLine on this Thursday. Nick Barris here. Good show on tap for you this morning. We're not doing Open Phones Thursday today. You know, we did it earlier this week, and we're going to talk about a very important subject and show you a pretty darn cool story. I mean, something that's very revealing. One thing I want to tell you about News Channel 5, we're a station that has, believe it or not, a national reputation. There are reporters and photographers from around the country that want to come here because they've heard about the work we do at Channel 5. And I can tell you this, if you're a reporter or a photographer, and some of the other positions as well, that wants to take a job someplace else, when you apply and they look on the resume and say you're from News Channel 5 in Nashville, one of the first questions they'll ask is, why the heck do you want to leave there? Second question is, yeah, when can you start? This is a place that's highly respected, and in large measure because I think we have what has to be one of the 2 or 3 best photo staffs in the entire country. And that's just not me bragging. The proof is in the hardware and the awards they've won and the hard work, and I get the benefit of working with this crew every single day, and it's fantastic. So as a result, they do some fascinating stories, and this is one looking at the issue of homelessness in Nashville, and one of those photographers I'm talking about is Nathan Sharkey himself. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning.
Good to have you on.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, so thanks for making it. He usually doesn't get in this early.
No, I'm rushing. I just sat down.
Just sat down. But we know what we're dealing with here. Now, this is a piece. Another neat thing about News Channel 5 is that sometimes we will allow photographers and reporters to do longer form pieces. These days you hear about newscasts, so it's got to be 1:30, and a lot of stories I understand why that is. But you were able to do a piece here that was about 8 minutes or so, and it took you some time. Tell us a little bit about what you did, and we're going to see it in a moment, but maybe start from the beginning about what made you think, hey, I'm going to do this.
Well, my wife, who went to Vanderbilt, was friends and is still friends with Dr. Fleisch, who is a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And she was, my wife was reading a alumni paper and saw that Dr. Fleisch was doing this program that was a psychology program where she would go out to the street and meet with homeless and try to somewhat treat them and or kind of talk to them and see what they're dealing with mentally. And I thought, first, I'm like, I've never heard that, because, you know, we hear of help out there where, you know, we give money or we're giving
blankets
food,
in the middle of winter,
coal patrol, stuff like that. I've never heard of a situation where, you know, a psychologist goes out. Maybe
a medical doctor that's out there giving some medicines or something, maybe once in a while, but not a psychiatrist or psychologist. Yeah.
I thought that was unique, and so I contacted, you know, Vanderbilt Public Relations, and they hooked me up with her, and we kind of sat down and talked and kind of tried to work out a schedule where I could kind of follow along, and of course
go with her into the field, visiting what, homeless camps?
Camps, yeah. Every 2 weeks she goes out to these camps and tries to, you know, talk with them, kind of gain their trust, you know what I mean, and just see if there's anything that they can or she can do to help them, their situation.
Is this a study she's working on, or is it some kind of research that she's doing, looking into the psychology of homelessness?
I think it's a bunch of stuff all together. She heads this program that Vanderbilt has started, and I think it's that. I think it's treatment. I think it's a study. I think it's research. I think it's a bunch of stuff that she's doing. But, you know, number one, she's trying to make sure that the homeless are, you know, taken care of mentally, which is
a lot of
different.
Well, we're going to see this in your story, but there are some people that have mental issues that choose to be homeless. I mean, in their own mind. I mean, there are those that are living that is their choice in their mind to be homeless. There's others who have no choice, right?
Right.
But would you say the vast majority of them are suffering from some type of mental illness? A percentage of them?
I would say a great number of them. In fact, I would say that homelessness is actually a symptom of mental illness.
Okay.
It's kind of important to lump in addiction with this as well.
Drugs as well. Yeah.
You know, some people argue if addiction is a mental illness and that, and I think there's lots of studies out there. You can go ahead and be the judge of that. But she, the doctor, and I personally feel that, yes, Addiction is a mental illness, and it needs to be treated as such. And so, going forward, there's other situations. There's psychosis. There's other kind of, schizophrenia types of things. These people have a difficult time functioning in society for whatever reason, and so they've kind of exhausted their support network, which would be their family and friends.
Or they don't have family. Yeah.
Exactly. And so they're just kind of floating out there,
Yeah. And the number of them continues to grow. Well, listen, we're going to talk a lot more about it, but why don't we show, and by the way, before we go into this piece, just to give you some context, to put this piece together, how much time did you spend with her over a period? Was it?
I spent one full day. And
going with her everywhere.
Going with her, and then another full day chatting with her in her office, and I've spent another full day and a couple other days where I was just talking to the homeless myself. Going out and getting footage.
And getting more footage. See, that's a lot of work that goes into something like this. And as I said, the one thing that makes our photographers so good is that they can also be reporters. And that's essentially what you were, all in one in something like this. So let's have a look at the piece. We'll come back and get some reaction from it, talk more to him, and take some of your phone calls, some coming in already, 737-7587. But let's sit back for a moment and watch this piece that Nathan put together on the homelessness here in Nashville.
I think we have this perception that somebody who's homeless is like dirty or greedy, or they've chosen this life, and this is something that we want to be disaffiliated with. I'm not sure that in many aspects of our own life that we're really any different. Cheryl Fleisch, and I'm medical director of Homeless Health Services and our street psychiatry program. I do feel like we're probably not doing enough for individuals who are struggling with mental illness. Many of the state hospitals have closed in the area, and the state hospitals that exist are mostly full. So what's happened is that the prison systems and jails have really become where most individuals who struggle with mental illness may actually go. Tents and socks. Water bottles, a sleeping bag, this is called backpack bag. I think it's really difficult to piece a lot of those things out until we continue to do more research on it. I think one of the unique things that we're doing with our program is that we're embedding street outreach with an inpatient program here. And so we're kind of doing in-reach within our hospital. How you doing?
Oh, sorry, the blanket's smaller today. I used the other blanket to
Hi.
I didn't realize.
Hey, I haven't seen you.
Good morning.
There are really few programs, psychiatry programs, nationally and internationally, who provide street outreach.
Drinking alcohol, just vodka. I've been on like a 2-week binge,
I'll call the emergency room and let them know that you're going to be on your way.
I'll see y'all when I'm better, hopefully.
Okay. It's very clear that he was in an acute withdrawal from alcohol. I'm going to call her right now. And that very day, he's like, I want to change. I have to get out of this.
Going through this, living outside, it's not no fun.
You're nauseous right now? I can actually give you something right now, real fast.
Going to detox. So starting up.
So for him, he really had nothing when he left. He had no support system. He had just gotten out of prison. He was unable to obtain a job. And the only thing he knew was to drink, which is what he did prior.
And if I had a dad in the world, I wouldn't be here. If he gave a whatever about me, I would not be having to sit right here being homeless, you know? So I'm on my own. I told him, I don't ever want to speak to you again. Don't contact me. Don't ask me for anything.
The woman that we met, she's in a category of individuals who are currently struggling with severe and persistent mental illness.
I have no clue where my son is physically, actually.
And I think she represents a part of society that's really misunderstood, especially due to the challenges she struggles with her mental illness and the lack of insight that she has.
You've had all these bad experiences, just like even talking to psychiatrists. What makes you okay even just talking to us?
I need to go to counseling. I know I do. I don't really mind talking.
So tell me what else you need. Can we put it in that bag maybe? So we'll come back probably in about 2 weeks. We come back about every 2 weeks. So I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's not a problem.
All right.
She's really struggling. She has moved from New York to here. She hasn't seen her child in a long time. She's gone through a divorce, and she's really trying to pick her life back up together.
Thank you. Okay, bye, Cynthia. Oftentimes we'll search for folks because people will pick up, they'll move, we can't find where people are. What's up? How you doing?
Come on, I'll show you what I've been doing.
Okay. He's been there the longest, and we've known him for the longest. He generally doesn't ask for much. We check on him.
This is good.
Yeah.
You keep him warm?
Oh, yeah, shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got my heater and my,
I know.
my propane and all this.
Do you need any hand warmers or anything?
No, I'm
Okay.
good, you know, I'm pretty self.
I know you are.
He makes up a really small proportion of individuals who are struggling with homelessness.
You're looking kind of thin.
Oh, yeah?
You're still eating okay?
Oh, yeah, shoot, I eat crystals all the time.
At this point, he's happy with where he is. He feels like he has freedom outdoors, a freedom that he's never had in other places. He's a VA vet. He's been in jail before. He's somebody that has been in confined quarters, and he's more comfortable outdoors.
I like it. 62, you know, I'm just enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable at my age, you know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be right for a lot of people, but it's right for me.
I know.
I often feel like I'm out here by myself, like I'm on this earth by myself. I often want to give up on life, you know. As being homeless, we just need somebody to, you know, come by every now and then and say, hey man, you can do it. You can do it. That's all we need, man. It's so dramatic out here, bro, because people don't have that. We don't have that.
Anyone who is experiencing homelessness is a person, and that just as you would look anyone else in the eye, you should look this person in the eye. And so oftentimes when we're on the street, we'll ignore the person who is talking to us. Even if you don't want to give somebody money, that's completely fine. But if somebody says hi to you, it's completely fine to say hi to them and look them in the eye.
There you have it. Listen, we're going to have to go to a break because and we have to pay for the show. But that just in an 8-minute little spot, just opening your eyes to a lot of things that maybe people imagine or hear, but seeing it firsthand, that's an amazing piece. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk more about the issue of homelessness, this piece with photographer, journalist Nathan Sharkey right after this. Stay with us.